Hi, I'm James, and today I'm taking a look at upgrading this laptop, which is a HP 15s-fq1515na. This guide, however, applies to all the 15s-fq1000 series chassis machines. And first thing we need to do is to flip the machine over. Now this machine has a few hidden screws, so what we're going to do is just take our pry tool and doing this left-handed just to try and give a better view. So we are going to take our pry tool and peel out this strip for the rubber strip on the base, and at the top we are then going to do the same, and a bit nicer here because the adhesive strip is also pulled out. So with that done, what we need to do is remove the screws from the base. So we have 3 here, 2 each side, and then 3 at the top as well. Now this machine, I bought it as a refurb, and I'm going to be using it for some ice lake testing that I want to get done. So I believe it has been opened up and had the main board replaced, but hopefully things should all be as standard inside. It looks like there may have been some change of screws here, as I'd normally expect all of these to match. As normal, when I take these out, I just like to arrange them up here in the same positions as they came from. They should all be the same or similar size screws, but perhaps these back corner ones, which are black, are slightly different. Now here, these ones I'm going to just leave in the base because they won't push past the adhesive strip because that's still in place, but we should be able to lift things out. In fact, let's just see if we can just pull those through. It's generally not necessary to replace this strip. It's generally, unless you get anything in it, it should retain its stick. So, with the screws removed from the base, we are now going to flip the machine back over, check that we still have things framed correctly, and we are going to take our pry tool and we are going to press in at the edges of the machine like so. And what we are just trying to do is just to, starting at the front is probably the best bet. So just gently work our way along the edge and begin releasing the base of the chassis from the top panel. And let's go back to this side now. And now we're going to turn laptop over, and starting in this corner, as this is where things have released the best, just begin to lift. off. And with that done, that gets us inside the system. So the battery in this machine is a standard HP HT03XL battery, and to remove this we have 5 screws holding it in, again just trying to minimise blockage here, so we need to go around and remove each of these in turn. If you're replacing the battery, I do tend to go with the genuine HP batteries, just because of mixed experiences with third-party replacements. And if I can find one, I will put a link into the description for this. So with the last screw removed, we then just get in under the battery, and it is a single connector onto the main board there. So slot that off and our battery is out. To replace the DC jack, the first thing that we need to do is, in this corner, we can see the jack is up here, and often these can get damaged. If people drop the machine with it plugged in or trip over the cable, it's very easy to break the inner plastic. So we are going to remove these 3 screws, and the next thing we need to do is just carefully lift the hinge. So this is effectively opening the screen while keeping the base down, and then this gives us access to the DC jack here. There is a retaining clip at the top. So we just need to release that so that we can lift the DC jack up, and then we just need to unwind that cable from its little cable routing, and if we lift this cable out the way, we can see the cable runs through here to where it connects on the main board, and we just want to disconnect it using the edges. From here we then can just simply refit the cable and reroute it through this section here, so you can see it snakes in between these screw holes and some little plastic routing, and then push the DC jack in so that it is clipped back in place. That done, we can then just adjust that cable so it is held under there, refit the mainboard connector, and pull back down the hinge, making sure everything is lined up properly, and refit the 3 screws to the hinge. So now we need to fit our battery, so simply line the battery up with the mounting holes and press it down on the connector gently there, and refit the 5 screws holding it in place. Now we simply want to refit the base of the laptop, So to do this, as it took a bit of angling around the HDMI port, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the base on, lining up this corner first, and trying to ensure that it is slotted over those ports. I'll then line the rest up and just press lightly down to get the base more or less in place. We're now going to turn the laptop over, open it up and begin just pressing so around the edges of the chassis to clip the top and bottom panels back together. So with the back panel now back in place, all that's left to do is refit the screws finally take the rubber strips, thicker one at the top here, and the way I find that it's best to put these in is to basically put in each end and then smooth the middle in, that way you avoid any bulges, and the bottom one if you find they don't stick well, it may be useful to use a fresh adhesive strip, but in most cases you can re-stick them as they were before. This one may need, because it's been done a couple of times now, may need a fresh strip applying, but we will leave it as so for now. And with that done, our work is complete. I hope you found this video useful. Do subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comments below. And give us a like if you have found this video useful. Thanks for watching.